today we're going to start off, as we can see in the daily graphic. It's been released, the calendar, the EC, the popular calendar has been released. Now, in the daily graphic today, on the front page, we have the Electoral Commission, EC, will receive nominations of candidates for this year's presidential and parliamentary elections from September 9th to 13 in a major countdown to the climax of the political season. This will be followed by the balloting for positions on the presidential ballot paper on September 23rd, 2024, and the parliamentary balloting in September. Now, furthermore, the EC expects to declare the results of the 2024 presidential polls within 3 days of the voting exercise, if everything goes according to plan. In its program of activities for the 2024 general election, obtained exclusively by the Daily Graphic, the EC will conduct a voters registration exercise from May 7th to May 27th, 2024, and the proceed with a nationwide exercise to replace missing voter ID cards from May 3rd, 2024. And it goes on and on, where they will have meetings in between the deadlines that the EC per the schedules will be held, and then the stakeholders outside political parties frame, and also engage the public through its Let the Citizen Know series. Now, and the results will also be collated and announced to all of us. Now, let me come to you. That is Mr. Mensah Thompson. What is your take on the release? Has it delayed? Is it timely? What's your take?
Thank you very much. Very good morning to our cherished viewers. And to say that I think Ghanaians are quite poised for the next elections. We have gone through elections in this country before. There's not anything new, and so we don't expect anything different from the elections that we've organized. The Electoral Commission has a lot of work to do. We want to instill confidence in the electoral process. The usual flip-flopping, which has characterized the EC's build-up to the election, has not helped. For example, we heard this issue about the usage of
the ink,
of the indelible ink, and later, you know, they say we are not going to use it anymore. You know, we've heard this issue about, I mean, all manner of things. The EC, they just wake up and say we want to do this, and then later come back and do a U-turn. And we're saying that some of those flip-flopping do not instill confidence in the electoral process. We want the Electoral Commission to, every step of the way, try and engender confidence in the electoral process. The EC releasing the timelines of activities for the next elections is quite timely. We hope that the EC will stick to it. We also want the Electoral Commission that, as part of this whole process, one, to stick to the ECOWAS protocol of not introducing new forms of electoral, activity less than a year before a major elections. We saw in the 2020 elections, less than a year, the EC came with an attempt to compile a whole new biometric register. We fought it. The EC still went ahead, spent over 800 million Ghana cedis of poor taxpayers' money to compile a new voters register. We've heard some attempts by the EC, or some whispers that the EC may attempt to compile a whole new voters register again. And we want to serve notice at this time around. We are going to do whatever we can to stop it. Voter registration, yes, we are serving notice to the Electoral Commission.
You and who?
We, as an organization, as civil society, we are serving notice that we're not going to sit down for the EC to go and waste poor taxpayers' money on the compilation of a register, which 4 years ago they told us that machines which they have procured just recently were obsolete and what have you, and so they have to go ahead and do a whole new and compile a whole new voters register, and that the old voters register was bloated. after the compilation, the EC up to date have not been able to tell us what were the amount of bloating in the register, what were the amount of irregularities that the
but we still have a clean sheet
the
of
new
voters
register. Who told you we have a clean voters register?
I'm asking you.
Who told you we have it?
I am asking you, since you're saying you are issuing to the EC.
No, we are saying that, look, of course, when you're compiling a new voters register, there are issues. There is no elections of voters register that can be 100% accurate. It's data. But we have a margin of error, and all data, public data compiled, have an acceptable margin of error. Once the deviation is within the acceptable margin of error, it is accepted worldwide. And so to use those minor excuses to waste 800 million cedis of poor taxpayers' money, and 4 years down the line come back and use the same excuse to want to waste the poor taxpayers' money, I think we cannot accept that. So we are saying that there are ways the EC can improve on the existing register.
I'm sure that is the reason for the stakeholders meeting on Let the Citizens Know series.
There's IPAC. I think this coming with there's an IPAC. There are other forums. We are not disputing the existence of those forums. We are saying that there are ways the EC can improve on the register.
Right.
The everywhere in the world, if you go, voter registration is a continuous process. We have advocated that the EC must have an avenue where people who turn 18 can continuously walk into any registration center throughout the year, whether it's an election year or not, to register. We must have that system so that we reduce this whole chaotic activity of every year ahead of elections, because when it's getting close to elections, the stakes are high. And so the political parties invest a lot of energy and resources. And it is this heated exchanges that normally creates the tension around the voter registration. But if the voter register is open year round, and anybody who turns 18, if I turn 18 today, I can just walk to any EC registration center, register and have my voter's ID card, and be on the register and be able to vote.
Right.
Then there's absolutely no reason or no, where during the election when the EC opens the register, it becomes a chaotic activity.
Right.
And so we are urging the EC. This year's election is a very serious activity. It's an election that is going to determine the fate of this country. There are a lot of international eyes, domestic eyes on these elections. We are urging the EC, the flip-flopping. We saw what happened in the last elections, where the EC announced results, and within 48 hours has changed the results over 6-7 times.
Wow. With evidence?
Were you not in this country, madam?
Definitely I am in this country,
Yes.
but as per your evidence, as per your words, so I have to take it from you,
No,
as
but-
a SEPA boss.
So you didn't...
Definitely I was right in this country.
And you're not
but
aware that the EC
I am
changed its-
asserting as you are asserting.
No, but there's no need to assert a fact. Were you not in this country when the EC changed results in 6-7 times in less than 48 hours? When the EC announced results,
As per Ghanaians are saying.
and on its website, on the Electoral Commission's website, within 48
You
hours...
made mention of, I'll come to you again, because you made
let
mention
me-
of mistakes. You want to round up
Let me
before
conclude
I come
that
to you
point,
again.
yes. So, you announce elections, and within 48 hours, you have changed the elections 6 or 7 times as we speak. We do not know currently the accurate electoral results for the 2020 elections. The results the EC announced, it got to a point the EC announced results and the percentages were actually over 100%. We are urging the EC, those errors, those avoidable mistakes, those flip-flopping cannot be countenanced in these elections. And so they must be meticulous this time around,
Thank you.
so they don't throw our country into a state of chaos.
Thank you.
We want a free, fair, transparent, and credible elections, and the onus lies on the Electoral Commission. It is their mandate to provide us that.
Right. Thank you very much. Mr. Jeffrey.
Yeah, first of all, let me say a very good morning to all your viewers across the globe, especially my Ghanaian people and my Ga people. You know, I love the fact that you started with the greeting.
Yes.
You know, so So once I'm a
Bulika.
Ghana and sitting on my Ghana land,
Okay.
I would like to say Mimbi Omanye
Manya
to all the viewers and to yourself.
Manya Blau.
Omanye Jron.
Edron.
Abla Ofen.
Okay. Omanye Dron. Ablau Ofen and Kwali.
And then, you know, so I'm a man of many parts, actually. I come from Greater Accra region, but I'm Ghana Dangbi. I'm also from Adan, and then also from the Kobo. So that's why you see the Kobo beats on my hand.
Yes, I saw it. It's beautiful.
This is the quality one, yes.
Thank you very much for stating that fact.
Yes, and then from Adan, I'm from the Lion family, so yes.
Interesting.
Kabiawe. I know where I come from. I go there.
Thank you very much.
You need to always visit home.
You need to know where you come from.
Yeah, so when you meet the guy, and with Adan Edley, we say, my modemio, tell me my Edley person, and then you ask me, how are you? And then you say, I'm fine. But you see, as Ghana people, don't be surprised the seat of government is in Accra. Because our elders and our ancestors...
But we've never had a Ghana president.
Well, yes, but our ancestors set the tone from the beginning. They said, Ablekumabakumawo. Yes, so that's how we cannot live alone. We don't live alone. That's how come everybody comes in to live with us. We can't live alone.
But we need a Ghana president.
People, yes, you see, when you are eating with children, you have to let them eat first. When you feed your subjects and your children, after feeding everybody, that's when you eat. Yeah, so like the emblem of a lion. Watch the lion very well.
Yes.
Hunts with the meat in the mouth still brings it home to feed the calves before the lion eats.
True.
So maybe when he will see the Ghana president.
Very soon.
And when he appears, he will still. That's the Ghana president. You know why you need them last and you need them in? Like we said, Ablekuma. Abakuma. And I love the way you set up.
Yes. Welcome to my kitchen. Yes. We have onions.
You just proved how African we are.
Oh, yes. We have okra. We have tomatoes. We have garden eggs. And you know what I love?
I like the way you held the okra. You know, very interesting.
Yeah.
We have dawa dawa.
Dawa dawa.
Me, I love dawa dawa jollof. It's amazing.
Wonderful.
So much nutrients.
Wow.
Yet we like the junk food more.
Can you
But
imagine?
if you use just a pinch of this to prepare dawa dawa without tinned tomatoes, you will enjoy it, especially with mambibi.
Oh.
You will enjoy it to the fullest. With my pestle and everything. So when we finish, we'll prepare some meals. So let's go to the EC's
This is what brings us together, you know, as a people, the many tribes. I mean, it's actually serving rather for everybody else. Our diversity rather unites us as a people.
True.
And that's one wonderful thing about us. So yes, we are together and, you know, our end that side would say Ajobrel.
Ajobrel. Ajobrel. That's a beautiful one.
I mean, it's actually timely for the EC to bring the timetable. I think it's actually in line with the constitutional provisions, and it's key. I love one thing that you read out, that I always believe in the mass communication. You remember when we said send the girl child to school?
To school.
The song and how it was attractive.
Send the girl child to school. Send the girl, mama send her to school. Mama send her to school. I don't remember the rest of the words, but
no, it
I
was
remember
just our three lines.
Just our 3 lines.
Send the girl child to school.
Mama send her to school. Send the girl child to school.
And every child was singing, an adult was singing. So that mass communication, then the theming they gave to it, let the people know. The people must know, no matter their geographical location, their religion, their tribe, their social status, let them know about what's going on. And I think it's key. Let me give them a salute for what they chose.
Right.
And then to get the feedback. I think the third stage is for them to get the feedback from the general public. Like Mensah was actually saying some of the things. As we go on, as we move on, you expect that we'll be twisting, turning it, and then fixing it for the best, for everybody to love it. You know, there's no perfect system anywhere. No. Democracy in itself is not a perfect system. It is what we can do with. And so as we move forward, we strive for perfection in the systems. So I think, yes, they should look at the general public views, the political parties. They should listen to them through IPAC, which they have wonderfully set up. And then possibly they need to, if there's any need to adjust anything, there should be a consensus to adjust it to suit everybody's. Now let's also maintain and stay with the set guide that we have set for ourselves.
Yeah.
If they have come out with it and we all have this public forums with the general public, with the political parties, we set the rules and we abide by the rules. Just like football, you have 2 teams. There comes a time, even a supporter of the opposite team can clap for the other player for playing so wonderfully.
Well done. Yes.
You can end the game you've lost, but then you can say the referee was so fair.
Right.
Let's see something like this at the end of the day. And then let's also utilize the mass platforms. that are the religious platforms. Whether the EC goes to some church or not, they will still meet.
Of course.
The mosque will be, in place on Friday. They should take those large platforms and
Advantages of
speak to the
that.
people about these ones, at least just to manage their budget. These platforms are there. You can go to the churches. There's a Deba of chiefs. You can go there and then you can use the platform. So they should just use all these, and then the government agencies like the National Commission for Civic Education. This is the time to partner them, you know, for them to take over
I
the
remember,
information services
not to cut you, I
department.
remember the information centers that we used to have,
Right.
and even the vans that used to run around
Under the ISD.
under the ISDA. It was
Wonderful,
working
wonderful.
perfectly. I
You
think
call
we
it
should
Cini,
also
right?
Cini,
They
yeah,
come with their van and then
with
show
their
that
van and show. I need to
we
revisit
should
that
explore those ones. Today we'll call it projector and then project all these things so that people can see how it works.
Right.
With some little bit of edu entertainment, some more
edutainment.
like exactly. So you can just put it such that they'll play some drama alongside, you know, so they can plan with the acting guide.
Art and
people.
culture.
Yeah, they can do something very good. And then finally, I say at the end of it all, I expect fairness, professionalism, and full participation. Because at the end of the day, when people are allowed to participate from the beginning and forming stage, they tend to own it and they sustain it.
Yes.
What we all build together, we can all protect.
We can all protect.
That's what I can say.
My worry is with the Akosombo Dam spillage, because most of them may not have had their card.
Right.
Yes, most of them were re-registered.
Okay.
But speaking last 2 weeks to the boss, he made mention of some having their cards, but he can't quantify all.
Right.
And that is quite a worry.
Right.
Because we know it may affect a certain political party if they have a stronghold in that particular vicinity or area. So what do you think can be done for
You
them?
know, even some of those distressed people, it will take time to talk to them to even be thinking about this one.
Yes.
Because some of them have lost,
Everything.
If you've lost your gold ornament and your money, and it's about somebody talking to you about voter's ID card, if you're not strong in there to understand what it means, you might even put it aside. But then there needs to be some talking, there needs to be some assistance. Like you rightly said, come to their aid, talk to them, and then put them in, make things easy for them.
True.
If there's a little pampering you can do for them around this time for
Yeah.
them to, you know, come back again.
Yeah.
But I think some of the political parties have interest in those areas. And I'm sure they will actually be there to assist the people.
Right.
You know, sometimes it's important to help the people to get to reach the point of registration.
True.
But I think we'll come out of this one too.
We will
this
come
one
out
too
of
shall
this one
pass.
too. Of course. What
Yeah,
do you think?
But you see, the insistence on voters' ID at the registration center, you know, could be relaxed for these individuals. You see, when you register, your biometric details are captured.
Right.
Your name is put on a register. When you get to the voting center and you mention your name, they look through the register. Your name is on the register. You put your hands on the verification machine. Your thumbs are
Tallies.
verified. You don't need to hold the voter's ID to be able to vote.
Especially when your picture was also
Your
taken.
picture was also
Or
taken, and they can
You see,
verify
in,
it
in
there.
other jurisdictions, you are in your home, in the UK, for example,
you vote.
and the
It's
ballot
in the
will
US
be
too.
mailed to you. You see, I think, you know, we should get there. And I think that this is a very classical opportunity for the EC to pilot some of these things. You understand? They have already registered. For those who are not already on the register, it is important that the EC makes provision for them. Those who are already registered, there's no need
Right.
spending taxpayers' money to go and re-register these people again. All you have to do is that let them know allocate the polling stations, the electoral, where they cast their ballot. You have to recreate it at the campsite or the resettlement site or wherever they are living now. You need to recreate those polling centers there for them and ask them, if you are living in, if you used to vote in this polling station A, you are going to be voting here. Once you go and your name is on the register, you should be able to cast your ballot.
Right.